Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another season of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network, where tonight it will be the stars and cars of the iRacing Silver Crown Cup taking on Chicagoland Speedway, Joliet, Illinois. My name is Chris Graham, joined in the booth, as always, by Mr. Patrick Byrne. And I'll tell you what, Bizzle, a lot of the stuff we were hearing in the pre-race from the drivers and everybody getting ready to roll here is foot to the floor, hold it wide open, and absolutely go like hell for 67 laps.
Yeah, Chicagoland is unbelievable. It is such a fun track to drive in any open wheeler, even in a cup car. It's a shame this is now an Amazon warehouse, because this probably was one of the best mile and a halves in the country.
Yeah, it was one of those places that was unique. It's not straight anywhere. You come out of the corners, you maybe get a little bit of straight, but you're really turning the entire time. The backstretch is curved and banked, for that matter. It's one of those places that you kind of just have to go absolutely ballistic if you're going to set a quick lap here.
Yeah, it's almost going to be like they're going to qualify at Talladega in a cup car, where you're going to run the high line on your out lap, and then you got to swing it down low and try and not to scrub off any speed at all.
That's the hope, anyway. We'll see who's able to do that successfully here as qualifications are underway. No Thomas Lewandowski in the show here tonight, which will be interesting. Brent Elmore to the top of the board at a 30.549. Now DL Lemon slots in second quick. Zach Scott, Nicky Ben Carswell, Zach Evans, your top five. Lap number 2, new quick time. Derek Love, top of the board, 30.335. That one's impressive. Brett Elmore finishing up his second lap. Brandon Buckberger moving up to 7th quick. Let's pick up Ben Carswell as he is coming down over the start-finish line to complete his qualification lap. Carswell going to move up to 5th quick. Good lap there. Now we'll pick up James Watson. He's coming across the line to complete his qualification attempt, and his second lap will be 2nd quick. 93 thousandths of a second back, 30.429, the lap time a record for James Watson. Laura Gerhardt on the racetrack, making her way off of turn number 2. Also, let's pick up the Ream number 20 off of turn number 4. That'll be Josh Batista. Batista down over the line. Lap number 2 will score 6th quick. And there's the final car that will complete the qualification run. It's Laura Gerhardt. She will slot into position number 18. Nice size field here tonight, Bizzle. Nice to get a split on opening night, and quite frankly, a split of 32-18 is a pretty decent SOF to kick off the season as well.
Yeah, that is definitely, I want to say almost definitely going to be the highest strength of field we broadcast all week.
It's going to be up there. The Indy Pro field should be pretty good, and they're going to be kicking things off from Lime Rock Park on Thursday night. We're really looking forward to that one. Em McCullen checking into the comments. She says, there's the TWRS difference. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's see who we can get here out on the starting grid. There's James Watson lining up on the front row for tonight's race. And let's take a look at your qualification results. Well, let's see here. Hold on. First, we got to make sure we got everybody's car graphics loaded back in here, right? Try it again. All right, well, it doesn't want to show everybody with the right cars, so graphics are not behaving tonight, but that's all right. Starting on the pole for tonight's race will be the number 1 of Derek Love, lining up to his outside, the number 5 of James Watson. Row 2 will have Brett Elmore and Zach Evans. Row 3, Brian Elmore and Josh Batista. Row number 4, Ben Carswell and Joe Gauthier. Row 5, Zach Scott-Nicky and Jason Palmer. DL Lemon, Jeffrey Stanton going to occupy the 6th row. Brandon Buckberger and Andrew Hayes on row number 7. Jason Steinhurst, Colton Tyndall on row 8. Row 9, Vic Aldrich and Laura Gerhart. And on the final row, rounding out your 20 starters here tonight, will be Brett Edwards and Tommy Toe. We talked about it a little bit. You see the field starting to let the pace car get a little bit of a gap here under the control of Derek Love. That backstretch is not a back straightaway. It's a stretch. And kind of interesting, quite frankly, how much it curves and kind of hooks around on us. And it makes it a really interesting place to race. We'll talk about that more a little bit here as we get ready to roll. But field's going to make their way off of turn number 4. As we mentioned, under the control of Derek Love. Green flag goes in the air. We are underway here at Chicagoland. Love, Watson, Elmore and Evans going to lead the field off to turn number 1. Good bat a little bit further back in the pack, seeing Zach Evans trying to hold off Josh Batista. One lap very quickly in the books as we now work lap number 2 of 67. Top 4 starting to check out. They are all single file, a little bit farther back in the pack. Jeffrey Stanton having the look inside of Jason Palmer. Palmer, a new name to the NRN airwaves here. Everybody's sort of starting to get single filed out, but if we're hearing that tire wear is not a concern, we're hearing that fuel burn-off might not be a concern handling-wise. This is almost a Talladega-esque race for these cars where you kind of just have to get yourself bunched up and kind of just make sure you're going forward at all times.
Yeah, I almost wonder if we're going to get a race like the IndyCar series did in 2002 where towards the end of it, it's just going to be side-by-side, kind of draft lock the entire time, and we're going to get a photo finish where you can't tell who wins when they come across the line.
Yes, several of the closest finishes in IndyCar history occurring here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Let's see. Just the closest finishes in IndyCar. Frankly, pretty ridiculous. Let's see. It's actually in the media guide, and I should probably know to look this up, but I believe .0077 seconds is up there. Well, down there, however you want to say it.
What, for the closest finish?
Yes. Here we go. Thank you.
2000, no?
Thank you very much, IndyCar. They actually have a YouTube video of it here. 2002 Delphi 300 at Chicagoland Speedway. Sam Hornish Jr. the win by 24 ten-thousandths of a second. And I kind of agree with you here, Bizzle. This is the way this is shaping up with you kind of get shuffled out of line, you snake right back in. We're going to see this race go ballistic here at the end of this thing because you look at where James Watson is running, right underneath the back end of Derek Love. No real intent to get out of line.
Yeah, we've talked about it before where you can even bump draft with these cars too. If you get it just dead square down a straightaway, mind you, you can bump draft very well with these cars. Now, there's not a straight section track here at Chicagoland, so Maybe the little chute between the tri-oval and turn 1. That's a bit straight, but other than that, everything else is a turn.
And McCullen checking in a moment ago. Back in that field looked like IndyCar at Long Beach. What 2 rows? All right, Madam Race Controller, we'll give you the plug. Coming up tomorrow night, the return of the TNT Shock Series to the NRN airwaves. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Indy Pros coming to you from Iowa Speedway. It is going to be fantastic. And Em McCullen will be handling live race control for the series this season. So maybe getting a little bit of work in. Oh, buddy. Almost a little bit of right side romance there. Between the 15 of DL Lemon and looks like the 3 of Brandon Buckberger up on the outside. Buckberger trying to make that second lane work. Oh, Lemon. Big squeeze there into one. Nothing? That doesn't even get a reaction from you? All right. Well, I thought DL Lemon and Brandon Buckberger were going to make that. Yeah, there you go. You're on the ball tonight. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Buckberger almost getting Lemon turned around.
Might as well make lemonade with that
I see what you did there.
one. We're on it tonight.
A little bit further up, Zach Evans having to look inside of the 7 of Brian Elmore. Not quite able to make that one work. Good Lord, man. 2 and 3 wide in the back of the pack here. You kind of hit the nail on the head, Bizzle. I think we're going to see this start to get up towards the front a little bit too. There's just no reason to race like this up front early.
Yeah, kind of just sit single file, wait for crew chief to come over the radio, say 5 to go, and get a second line formed up and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, right now there's still 55 to go in this 67-lap race to kick off the season. A fantastic schedule that the community has put together for this Silver Crown Cup Series season. Next week we head off to Southern National Motorsports Park, a 100-lapper. Let's see. Can't tell. I don't see if it's a night race or not. It is 8 p.m. start time in sim anyway. So night race out there at Southern National Motorsports Park, followed by a 100-lapper week number 3 at North Wilkes-Barre Speedway. Then a true full-distance Silver Crown race, 100 laps at the Milwaukee Mile on week number 4. That's going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to that one. Week 5, 100 laps out at Lucas Oil Raceway Park makes 4 consecutive 100-lap features. Cut the number of laps down, but the distance is actually up slightly. Week number 6, we head off to Michigan International Speedway for a 40-lapper. Followed by week number 7, the debut of Kern County Raceway Park on the iRacing airwaves. I am really looking forward to that. I have driven a few laps at Kern since it released, I guess, last week with the update. And oh my goodness, everything that runs Kern is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I did the PM18 test at Kern a couple nights ago. For a track I've never heard of before, that was actually a ton of fun. You actually had to drive the car there. You can run it on the high line, low line. Frankly, put it wherever you wanted to. It was really fast.
Yeah, and the neat part is it actually get 4 layouts for the price of 1. There's a paved oval, a dirt oval. Oh, one car way to the inside. That's Ben Carswell. Hold on to it, Ben. I don't think he hit anything. Possibly some damage on the front end of that car, though. We'll see if Carswell's going to head for pit lane. Yeah, pretty big left front damage, unfortunately, there for Ben Carswell. Let's take a look at that one again on the NRN instant replay. A little bit of a touch from DL Lemon, and away he goes into the infield. Oh, the damage happened when he clipped the road. Coming through the grass was fine. Hits the road, and that's what got him the damage on the race car. Tough break for Ben Carswell.
Yeah, the paved sections do sit up just a touch higher than the grass section, so you hit those with some speed, and they're almost like hitting ramps.
Tough break there. Big move inside by Brandon Buckberger on Zach Evans. That's going to be for position number 5. We'll see if Josh Batista is going to be able to snake his way through it, as we are rapidly approaching the 1/3 mark of this race. Still 49 to go here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Derek Love, James Watson, Brent Elmore, Brian Elmore, and Brandon Buckberger, your top 5. Buckberger about half a tenth faster over the 5-lap average. Everybody, though, in the mid-30 and a halves for the 15-lap average, which, quite frankly, kind of says you're tucked up in the draft and everybody's running about the same pace, so no real surprises there.
Yeah, kind of just waiting for laps to tick on and get ready to make the move. Watson steps out of the draft for a second there, but not doing anything just yet. Kind of taking a peek.
Sinon checking in here a couple of moments ago. Saw the Silver Crown cars in person here a few times in the late 2000s. Would have been 2006 and 7, I believe. 2007, 2008, something like that. Ed McCullough saying, Michigan, oh my, that's going to be an event. Yeah, follows that up with Ben Car's broken. He's going to be sour about that interaction with Lemon. Yeah, I tend to agree. A little early to be laying the bumper to people. Quite frankly, a move that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, like that early in the race. Buckberger coming around Brian Elmore now. Gonna have the look on Brent Elmore into turn number 3. Yeah, there you go. There's the comment. 06, 07, 08. The answer on that one. Yeah, they only ran these cars for 2 or 3 seasons, I guess it was. And quite frankly, I'm not entirely surprised here. We'll pick up James Watson, and let's go on board with Watson here, up on the roll bar cam. 180 plus miles an hour in a tube frame open cockpit car. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's amazing. I don't think they killed anybody with these things, because you would think they could have just made them coffins. This way, when you crashed into something, they could just bury you outside the track.
Yeah, that's kind of, I think, part of the reason that they got away from them, because, I mean, you can only make an open cockpit tube frame car so safe. As, man, there you go. You see Brandon Buckberger having the look up to the outside. He'll get the pass completed through turns 1 and 2 on Watson. Okay, so the Super Speedway chassis were different. Not many teams had them. That is correct. This is the car that was the Silver Crown. I guess it was kind of intended to be like the Gold Crown car at some point. It's very different from the short oval car and especially from the dirt track cars. This car was kind of its own beast. Entry list kind of topped out in the 15 to 20 range. And it is still very much a Silver Crown car. You're sitting upright in this car, and the wheels kind of school bus style, almost down in your lap.
Yeah, if you take a look at them like on the side profile, that front nose bit and the rear fuel tank, that is still very much your normal Silver Crown. It's kind of just that Speedway body the Kardashians, they bolted onto the front and side of it to give them a little better aero on the Speedways.
Yeah, they were terrifying, quite frankly. There are some races, full races up on YouTube that are just scary to watch. But actually, the racing was really respectful because the guys knew how dangerous it was. And it was kind of one of those, like, I'm not going to stick my nose in here because it could kill somebody.
Especially doing 180, 190 miles an hour without mirrors.
Yeah, here you go. Yes, the comment from... one car spinning down to the inside. That was Scott Nicky. Big hit, and Scott Nicky tumbles wildly down the back straightaway. Oh my goodness. Huge hit for Zach Scott Nicky. Take a look at the instant replay. Got a little bit of help off the corner.
Blowover even.
Yeah. That was very blowover-esque. I didn't think you could do that in iRacing.
You can blow over in the 87s.
Yes, and Emma Cullen checking in. My favorite hill climb car you'll ever see. Well, quite frankly, just car. There's one
it's
thing.
not a hill climb car.
It has the IndyCar Kardashians, the actual bumper guards off an IndyCar on the back end of it, and like a 410 size sprint car wing on top. It is fantastic. Our leaders are kind of nose to tail here, but James Watson, he's having to do the work to hold off Brent Elmore, Zach Evans, Brian Elmore there as well. Jeffrey Stanton now has the look down to the inside, following through with Josh Batista. Oh, Batista slides up the racetrack. He's going to lose a couple of spots as Stanton comes around. Big move from Joe Gauthier down onto the apron of the racetrack. That's really a spot where you got to be careful here too, Bizzle, because it is a very flat apron and a very much banked straightaway. You have to kind of nail that transition to keep the car pointed in a straight line.
Yeah, I almost don't like hitting it, especially in cars as on edge as these. It sounds weird because I'm saying on edge, but I'd much rather do it in a stock car. They're a little more forgiving to those kind of transitions. They run a bit of a softer spring, I guess, is why they like it a little more.
The gap is now 1.2 seconds between Derek Love and James Watson. Watson may be holding up the pack a little bit here as we get to the halfway point. 34 down, 34 to go. The problem these guys have is they're going to have to get single filed back out to catch your race leaders. My goodness, that was almost four wide. Oh, there's contact. Gauthier sliding up towards the wall. Able to keep his foot in it. We stay green. Oh, there's one car hard in the back. Now they're going around. Josh Batista, DL Lemon, both going to be involved. Both cars stay in a straight line.
How are we still green?
Well, because nobody's spun. Take a look at the NRN instant replay. Lemon bounces it into Batista. Neither car really slowed down. Sign-on says, flaggers on the sauce. What you doing up there, Barney? Vic Aldrich and Tommy Toe coming around Josh Batista. Slide back up here to the lead pack as Jeffrey Stanton and Zach Evans are now working the high side. Are we sure it's you that's not driving Watson's car this evening? Not exactly blocking, but definitely making that 39 machine as wide as he can.
It might be. I taught him everything I know. That's why his iRating's so high. I don't race anymore, so I just transferred it all to him. Oh, he almost got turned around there doing that.
That was a moment off of turn number 2 for Watson. Brett Elmore having to look outside and not able to keep the momentum up mid-corner. Man, what a fantastic race here for third on back through, gosh, I guess, what, 10th position it looks like back here, back to Joe Goff here?
Yeah, they're all kind of just bunched up there like a bunch of bumblebees.
'15's making me think I could do this on all of the alcohol.
Or lemonade. Limoncello.
That was delicious. I had a bunch of that this weekend.
Is that what I had? That was really, really good.
Yes, that was.
Okay.
Anything involving Polish people and food is also going to involve a copious amount of alcohol. And it was consumed. It was a well-lubricated weekend, couple of weekends for the NRN crew. Destiny's checking in, Yummy. Staying away from that. 3 wide, almost down the front straightaway. Zach Evans inside. Elmore up the middle. Stanton has to tuck back in line. Oh my goodness. The blocks that are getting tossed around here are absolutely crazy. Showing you actually, Patrick, how difficult it is to pass here. I mean, Brandon Buckberger has been tucked up behind Derek Love. Oh, there's contact!
Oh, it's easy to pass if you do that.
What a save! Oh my goodness, Brian Elmore, save of the year candidate right there. Polish food in Chicago go together really well. More Poles in Chicago than anywhere in the world except Warsaw. No, they were all in Doylestown, Pennsylvania this weekend. Chicago saw a 40% population decrease for a weekend. Evans now looking inside of Elmore. Good run there for the number 10 of Zach Evans. Trying to score himself a podium. That would be the first in a couple of seasons for Zach. He's going to have to get around James Watson first, though. And Watson opening up the gap ever so slightly as these guys battle. Jeffrey Stanton going to give the big shove, though.
Is Buckberger side by side with Derek Love?
I don't think so. I'm still seeing the gap at about a tenth and change, tenth and a quarter or so. Now down to 19 to go. You wonder, are we battling for third here? Well, let's see. Maybe a battle for the race lead. Buckberger's right there. But still nose to tail, so we're going to keep our eye here on the battle for third because, well, I don't know that Buckberger's going to have any help. It may take something crazy here to get that move made. This does kind of feel like one of those instances where the car that you theoretically can't bump and run, you kind of can if you do it just right. And the timing has to be pretty spot on. But if somebody was going to be able to do it, it would be a guy like Jeffrey Stanton on James Watson.
Yeah, if you do it gently enough with someone competent enough, you can absolutely do it cleanly. It's just still not super likely it's going to go up.
Yeah, ever so slight of a touch. You almost have to do it right at corner entry. Just kind of get them moved up the racetrack a little bit. But that's not going to happen until a lap or two to go. And quite frankly, Jeffrey Stanton is not the guy who's going to try the bump and run. He knows how evil these cars are to drive. Brett Elmore having that look inside of Stanton through 3 and 4. Not quite going to be able to get the move made. Just over the start-finish line. I think it was Elmore by a couple of thousandths that time. Yeah, that's exactly it. Side on checking it. If Jeffrey Stanton does a bump and run on you, it's by accident. He ain't like that. Yeah, he's not the guy that would that I can see trying it. But if there was a guy that could pull it off, it would be Jeffrey. There's not many that could pull it off. Lewandowski, Love, maybe Buckberger a little bit. Watson, maybe, but a lot of these guys just don't want to race like that either.
Yeah, these guys especially, they like to keep it very, very clean because they race with each other each and every week. It's not like you're in a huge series like a GT3 series where you're not going to see the same people over and over again. So these guys are incredibly respectful of each other.
Well, and it's not just in the Silver Crowns on Monday either. They're running together in the sprints on Tuesday nights for the officials. A lot of them are running either the 87 NASCAR cars together. They're kind of the niche cars. That's who likes driving the Silver Crowns. You don't want to piss somebody off the opening night of week 1.
Yeah, and then go and race with them again tomorrow night and Wednesday night and Thursday night and Friday night and whatever cars you're running those nights of the week. I mean, wrecking someone week 1 of the season would be almost like tearing your Achilles.
Oh, man. That's, that was some left side loving from Elmore. Nice save. Oh, man, they're still saving race cars back there. My goodness. Actually, taking a look, I believe Jason Palmer may be driving an NRN design paint scheme here. Let's take a look. But I believe this is the Winner's Drink Milk cow pattern car that we did for the Vintage Indy several years back.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Yes, it is. Has the logo right up there by the tail tank.
That's an old scheme.
Yes, it is. It's a very old scheme. I can't believe Watson has been out front of this pack for basically 60 laps at this point, as we're down to 8 to go. Challenge, but not yet bested. Coming up on the lap machine of Laura Gerhardt. Or, excuse me, that's Josh Batista. I tend to agree with Ed McCullen on this one, saying the mug and bun scheme was better. Yes, I did like the mug and bun scheme that we did.
Yeah, it was about as good as the food from Mug and Bun.
That was a good tenderloin and a great root beer.
The root beer is good. I'll give you that. The root beer at Mug and Bun is good. The food is... I didn't enjoy it.
It's crappy Indiana drive-in food. Of course it's going to be terrible. That's the charm of it.
So Ohio has Swenson's, and Swenson's is just fantastic.
Yeah, I never promised you good food from Mug and Bun. I just promised you food.
That's even questionable.
The ghost of Robin Miller is going to come smite you in your sleep. Down to 5 laps to go. Still D-Love and Brandon Buckberger at the head of the field, and the gap has not changed. Saw the comment a few minutes ago. It was fluctuating from 0.07 to 0.12. That's what it's been this entire race. Ed McCullen making another great point. Nothing in Ohio is fantastic. Nailed it. The only thing good about Ohio are the departing flights. Oh, Joe Gauthier on the apron into one. Oh, there's contact. Watson's upside down. Caution is out. The big one in turns 1 and 2. Gauthier still flipping down into the infield. Oh my goodness. Kind of figured that was what we were going to have eventually. But now we're going to have overtime. Let's take a look at the incident again here. Gauthier all the way down to the apron. Neck code into the back of James Watson, and then Watson goes full Kenny Brack into the catch fence. That Team Watson machine is junk. Like, everybody at this point is basically junk. Let's take.
I don't think there was a car that got through that.
I don't necessarily think so. Let's take a look at it again from the overhead here. There's only a couple of cars that got through that. Let's see. I think we may have a better look from this angle. At least of how many cars were involved. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just a handful.
That's
getting
the better part of the field.
Middle. But now,
You know, back to your Ohio comment. Without the state of Ohio, we would have never gotten the best Robin Miller sound clip of all time.
I'll give you that. Terrible idea going down on the apron. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, that was always going to end badly once a car was sent on the apron. Maybe 7 or 8 cars got through the middle. Zach Evans is currently in 4th with a very much damaged race car. Jason Steinhurst is now running in position number 3. Take a look at your positions gain graphic, and there it is. Steinhurst, Edwards, and Tommy Toe all up 12. Buckberger up 11. Colton Tyndall up 11 as well. But you can see the 3 to go is not changing at the start-finish line. And that's because we are headed to overtime. Buckberger is going to have a shot. Let's see here. Lights are still on the iRacing safety car. We're doing approximately 47 pace laps.
I believe the pace car's forgotten how to shut the lights off. We might have to black flag the pace car.
Nope, lights are off this time, and we are now down to 3 to go. So it will be overtime, and I believe the rule is 1 attempt at an overtime finish. Yes, 1 green-white checkered will be on the offer. Yes, I like the comment from Sign-On. That's a popcorn emoji, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, get the popcorn ready. And McCullen saying at least it has enough fuel. Yeah, they had to refuel the pace car during the IndyCar race this weekend at Laguna Seca because they spent so much time under caution.
Now I'm sad I didn't watch the IndyCar race. That sounds comical.
That is on my list of things to do for tomorrow because it sounds like an absolutely epic dumpster fire happened. We'll see what we get here, though. They get 1 attempt at the green-white checkered. D-Love going to lead the field down. Back to the throttle. Green flag goes in the air. We are underway, and it is a great restart for Love off towards turn number 1. The key piece to this thing might be Jason Steinhurst and Colton Tyndall. Because Love will be able to keep Buckberger at bay solo unless there's contact. I don't think, unless Buckberger just gets a massive run off of 2, I don't think he's going to have a shot here, and he's not going to get any drafting help from Jason Steinhurst. As the white flag is out, we're down to 1 lap to go.
He is closing the gap a little bit.
It's closing, but is he going to have enough time to make a move? Love runs a little bit.
He doesn't need to get by him. He just needs to get side by side with them.
Off at turn number 4, checkered flag will go in the air. D-Love, Derek Love picks up the win here at Chicagoland Speedway, leading all 70 laps of the scheduled 67-lap feature event. Brandon Buckberger and Jason Steinhurst will complete the podium here this evening. That is going to be a frustrated Brandon Buckberger. He had a very quick race car tonight. Gaining 11 spots, had a really good run. That car was quick. Just didn't get a great restart, and quite frankly, didn't get the help that he might have needed in terms of the draft here from anybody else behind him either.
Yeah, he kind of just stayed up front. I don't know if he was so much driving out of his mirror as he was just staying down at that white line, and he had Buckberger right behind him to help him the whole way through.
Yeah, good race tonight. Only, one caution flag in this one? A race that probably should have had 3 or 4. Put on an absolutely fantastic show, and let's show you the race results here. As we mentioned, Love, Buckberger, and Steinhurst up on the podium. Colton Tyndall and Zach Evans complete the top 5. 6 through 10, Brett Edwards, Tommy Toe, Jeffrey Stanton, Andrew Hayes, and Vic Aldrich. Back through the 20th position, Brian Elmore, Laura Gerhart, Ben Carswell, Josh Batista, and James Watson. Batista 1 lap down. Watson finishing 2 laps behind the race leaders. Brent Elmore coming home into 16th position, 5 laps down, 6 laps behind Jason Palmer and Joe Gauthier. D.L. Lemon and Zach Scott Nicky both going out of this race fairly early on. So let's take a look. Let's bring in your race winner tonight, Mr. Derek Love, for the Victory Lane interview. And I'll tell you what, man, it kind of looked a little ho-hum out front, but there was a whole lot going on there. And quite frankly, Brandon was all over the rear end of that race car for the last 2/3 of it.
Yeah, that's all he saw, though. Remember what I said last time I was up here in the booth? Don't count me out. We back. We starting this season out strong.
Yeah, this was a good win against a good SOF, too. A 32-18 is no slouch in terms of the SOF that you're going to get to run against this season.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked Thomas wasn't here. I was hoping maybe Larry showed up. I would have liked to seen a little bit higher there, but, I'll take the momentum from it. I don't know if Brandon would have got around me or not. He was there, but he was there because of the draft, so I don't know. We were never side by side to really see who had the car. What a shame for the caution and everyone involved in that. But I won't complain too much about the ending there. I'll take it.
Take the win and quite frankly, look ahead to a schedule that I think kind of suits you and your driving style pretty well here. Heading off to Southern National in North Wilkesboro for a couple of 100 lappers on a short track, and then we get off to Milwaukee, back to IRP. We really don't see another super speedway until week 6. You got to be kind of chomping at the bit a little bit here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm ready. Get some skill-involved tracks. I was kind of just kind of dreading this race because it's, I have a setup that puts my qualifying time. I'm usually right up there. That I just lean on, and you just still don't know how the race is going to go, Thankfully, the track tempo is just cool enough that you just kind of run the bottom or arc it in and just save enough, and it wasn't a big deal.
Well, it was...
Looking forward to it.
I say it was a fantastic show you guys put on here tonight. You did not have a view of the insanity that was going on behind you, but were you a little bit surprised that you two were able to pull away like you were? Because, it was an absolute hornet's nest from third on back.
Yeah, they were talking about it in Discord voice chat, and occasionally I'd look up and see it in the mirror. One of the times I missed the corner entry, and Brandon was kind enough to be like, hey, let's just run this out, and figure it out in the last 10 laps. So that's, we worked together there to just really drive away, and I couldn't believe how far. I was like, man, I don't even see them anymore. So
I guess you'll take those, man. Kick the season off with a good win, and quite frankly, a really good points night too. So congratulations on it. And before we let you go here, make sure you do all the sponsor plugs and thank yous too.
Yeah. Was Patrick up there tonight, or did you have to manage this yourself?
No, he was up here. Well,
okay,
he was here.
I didn't hear him. Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. Okay, great.
Right here, bud.
Oh, great. All right. Well, shout out to both of you guys. Love to listen back to it and see how it see the video of what went on back there, and appreciate it. And thanks to the Street Side Classics machine. We'll see you next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming to hang out with us here for just a minute. And let's bring in our runner-up finisher tonight here, Brandon Buckberger. Finished second in the point standings one season ago. Wasn't sure if you were going to come back for this one. Congratulations. It was a really nice run for you tonight. And ultimately just no drafting help. It just kind of you and Derek kind of checked out on things.
Yeah, it's perfect racecraft and just an old-time caution. It would have been nice to get a win at my hometown track, but, that's just how my luck is, I guess.
Yeah, that one, the caution probably hurt you more than it hurt Derek, because it's almost like it was going to take a lap or two just to kind of get everybody back together where you even would have a shot at it. Did you have something in mind you were going to try late in the race? I mean, we saw one guy down on the apron, and that caused a big mess. It seemed like passing was going to be difficult.
I had an idea what I was going to do, and I was going to do it the next lap, but I guess some boneheads wrecked back there. I don't really know. We're too far out of those idiots.
Yes, you guys were checked out and gone. I'll tell you what, you got to be happy, though. It was a good SOF, and quite frankly, a good points night for you as well here. A really nice way to kick off 2023 Season 4.
Yeah, I'm not running for points, so I really don't care. I just want some trophies.
That sounds good, buddy. Keep chasing them, man. And before we let you go, any sponsor plugs or thank yous you want to get in?
No, car's blank, so we'll see what we can do if someone wants to throw some money together or something, and we'll just give her a good run, I guess.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you much. We appreciate you coming to hang out with us here. And let's see. Well, I thought we had our third place finisher. Let's see. I think we have. Let's see. Let's bring up. I think this is Jason Steinhurst. We'll bring him up into the booth with us. Man, congratulations on the podium. How in the world did you get through the absolute dumpster fire that was the middle of turns 1 and 2 there?
A lot of turning of the steering wheel very quickly. And kind of randomly, actually. It was a little bit lucky, but I kind of saw that develop in the lap before, and so I had left myself about half a car width, and that's about all I got for clearance to get around them. And yeah,
I tell you what,
half
though,
luck, half anticipation, I guess.
I was going to say, but you're not able to get through it without being in the position to be there, if that makes sense. The car was really good tonight. You gained 12 spots. I mean, you qualified 15th, ending up finishing 3rd. And quite frankly, with lap times that were right up there with all of the race leaders. Talk us through your night a little bit, because it was a hornet's nest from 3rd on back there for 2/3 of this race.
Yes, it was. I never qualify very good. I feel 2/10 off, which in this class, the cars are so close. That's like 10 spots, so I'm starting 16th instead of 6th because of that 2/10. But usually the race pace is, like you said, a little closer. But when you're starting that far behind, everybody's evenly matched. I never really get a chance to get all the car out of the car in the time that's available,
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a really nice run for you tonight. Congratulations on it. Unofficially, a 96-point iRating gain. That's a nice one. Puts you up over 2,500. Congratulations on it, and a great way to start the season, too. Got to be a big confidence boost as we head into Southern National next week.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'd like a couple more of those before the season's over, but I'm happy with the one I got.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on the podium. And before we let you go here, make sure you do any of the sponsor plugs or thank yous you want to get in.
Just JJ Fugu, my band. That's the big fish that's on my car, the big orange fish. And that's pretty much it.
All right, buddy. Well, there you go. Now we got that one. We'll add that one to the list of sponsors to make sure we name every week. All right, Jason, congratulations on the podium here tonight, brother. Thank you very much for coming to hang out with us. And, man, I'll tell you what, Bizzle, we had a show. The racing was incredible for 65 laps, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, unfortunately, they tore up a whole bunch of race cars tonight, but You know what? It surprising it happened that late on, but not surprised it happened at all. It was inevitable with the way they were going at it.
Yeah, that was kind of the feeling you were getting was when, not if. These cars don't touch well side to side, and we saw the beating and banging. It's even worse nose to tail. The later in the race you get, it actually gets worse because now the back end's light too. It just kind of had that feeling of we're gonna get a yellow. It's just when does it happen?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not going to make a comment on the move, but something, there's a reason they paint that line white.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good in there, man.
Yeah, I would say it was optimistic at best. We'll say that. But I'll tell you what, today it's an anniversary day, and it is one that affects a lot of people every time September 11th comes around on the calendar. If you are a survivor, a family member, we love you, we support you. This show tonight was for you. We live in the greatest country in the world that lets us play with pretend race cars and actually talk about it like we're on TV. It's a tough one every year, but man, I'll tell you what, it's very cool to be able to hang out here and kind of have this big party and get to do this stuff that we like to do every week here too, buddy.
Oh yeah, it was a good show.
Yes, it was. We got more coming up this week, too. We teased it a little bit earlier, but the TNT Shock Series returns tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, coming to you from the Iowa Speedway. That'll be Indy Pro 2000. Sim Racers Club returns for their fall season on Wednesday night. They will visit the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time kicks off round number 1. And you and I will both be in the booth. I'll explain later. Thursday night, Indy Pro 2000s at Lime Rock. I cannot wait for that show. The IP2K race at Lime Rock might be one of the best we get all season.
Yeah, Lime Rock always puts on a show, and it's one of my favorite road courses for any car, but especially in something as nimble and light as an Indy Pro car, it's going to be fantastic. I think the best thing I ever saw there was last year at Historics. They had an Indy Lights car from the late 90s ripping around there. It was incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun show. We're looking forward to bringing all of it to you, and well, it's time for us to get the heck on off the air here. We'll be back, like we said, tomorrow night with TNT Shock. That is going to be another awesome show. We're looking forward to bringing it to you. But until then, for Patrick, Bizzle, and everybody else here at the National Racing Network that makes these shows happen, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, and we will talk to you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.